Nigel Farage doesn't care about ordinary working people. Immigration, it's just the bait. The real plan? To serve the economic elite, billionaires, corporations and the ultra-rich, while you're distracted blaming migrants. Farage talks non-stop about small boats, invasions and protecting British culture. Sound familiar? It's his answer for all our problems, every issue. And ending it is the cure for everything. The snake oil, if you will. But is immigration really to blame, or is it a classic far-right tactic to distract you as they enrich themselves and their wealthy pals? The housing crisis, NHS pressure, low wages. He wants you to think it's because of migrants. But it's not. It's because of decades of political decisions made by and for the wealthy. And that's exactly who Reform UK is really working for. Let's talk facts. Reform UK's tax plans would massively benefit high earners. They want to raise the higher rate income tax threshold to £70,000. That's a tax cut of nearly £6,000 a year for the top 10%. For the poorest Brits, they'd give away just 221 quid. They also want to slash corporation tax, abolish inheritance tax on estates under 2 million, and give tax breaks to private healthcare. Who does that help? Not working families, not single mums, not the NHS nurses he pretends to care about. It helps millionaires and corporate donors. And let's look at Reform's voting record in Parliament. They voted against extending parental leave, against protecting workers' rights after Brexit, against banning 0-hour contracts. They voted to make it easier to sack workers without cause. They're not pro-freedom, they're anti-worker. Every single vote proves it. This party wants a gig economy nation where you're disposable and billionaires are untouchable. Meanwhile, they blame immigrants for economic strain. But guess what? Immigrants actually keep the economy going. They make up 17% of the UK workforce, especially in healthcare, food, logistics and farming. In 2018, EU migrants alone paid 4.7 billion more in taxes than they took out. Brexit's made us all poorer. And who was the poster child for that bright idea again? Yeah, that's right. Immigrants are not draining the system. They're propping it up. Blaming them only serves to divide us, so we don't unite against the real enemy, the elite robbing Britain blind. Farage also wants to end Britain's net zero targets. That's a gift to oil and gas giants, not your struggling family. Reform's plan is more pollution, more extraction and more profit for fossil fuel companies. Forget the future. Farage is literally selling it off to the highest bidder. The same goes for the NHS. He supports private vouchers, opening the door to American-style healthcare. Expensive, unequal and deadly. Let's stop pretending Farage is anti-establishment. He is the establishment. He couldn't be more Tory if he went around in a "I used to wank to pictures of Thatcher in the 80s t-shirt. He's basically just a 1922 committee hard-right Tory with his own party. It's clear as day. Look who backs him. Hedge funds, millionaires and right-wing media moguls. He's not fighting the system. He's protecting it for the few at the top. Immigration is the scapegoat. So you won't notice when your wages fall, your rent spikes and your rights disappear. And why are the rich elite so keen to back him? Because they know, like he does, that it is their wealth, the growing inequality in this country, as they buy up more and more of our country's assets, that is driving down our living standards as they then offshore all their income, bankrupting the government. So if you want to send a message to Westminster, a protest vote, forget this con artist Farage. Give your vote to the Greens instead. So please remember, the next time Farage rants about borders or boats, ask yourself, who's really winning here? Because it's not you. We don't need more fear. We need fairness. And we'll only get it by turning our rage away from the powerless and towards the powerful people rigging the game.